What if I told you that having a YouTube channel could change your life? That just uploading a video a couple of times a week could change everything about you, your company, and your life. Would you believe me? I'm going to give you a few reasons in this video, so stick with me. And I think by the end of it, I might convince you to launch your own channel or to grow a dormant channel that has just been sitting around collecting dust. If you're not familiar with me, I'm Arlan. 10 years ago, I was homeless, sleeping on the floor of an airport. Today, I have invested in more than 200 startups led by underrepresented founders. And I also make millions of dollars for myself and other people every single year by doing things that I teach here on YouTube. So everything that I teach you here, I've done myself. I'm learning, I'm getting better at, or I'm an expert in. Now, YouTube is one of those things where I consider myself an expert because I went from having just a few subscribers a couple of years ago to having almost 200,000 subscribers now. And depending on when you see this, that could be a lot more. And I did that in a very organic way, ultimately. I started by spending a lot of money. I started by thinking I needed to know 100 different things and become an expert overnight. But then something happened, and it was the best thing that could have happened for this channel, is that I decided to just go bare bones, just like right now. I'm on my Zoom. I have this mic, and this is the most expensive part of this whole situation. I have a couple of lights from Amazon, and I just go live and I tell you what I think will help you. And that is when my channel started going crazy. So many subscribers. I get like 150 to 200 subscribers a day. Thousands of people watch my videos every single day. And we're on the track, right? We're on a great track here. But how do I do this to make money? I'm going to tell you how I make money fast and how I make money slow. Now, if you get anxious when you hear the words fast money, don't worry about that. It can make you feel skeptical, and that is fair. But that is because most of the time you hear that it is hype. I'm not giving you hype. I'm giving you what I have learned over the years. And that's not just from this channel, by the way, the one that kind of blew up. I've done different channels and started different channels that have been small channels that make me a lot of money. In fact, in 2025, I launched a new channel, and I think it was something like 7 to 10 days, I made $2,000. And it wasn't from YouTube paying me, that's one of the ways that you make money from YouTube, but that takes longer. It was actually from having a conversation on YouTube, talking to the audience, or having an interview where you describe and you help the audience. You help them, whatever your niche is, whatever you are doing, whatever your product is based on. And then you send people to your landing page, or you send people to your school, or you send people to your email newsletter, and you have them either that same day or over time purchase your products that are related to your video. So I hope that makes sense. Don't get overwhelmed. What's really, really cool is that I have something special for you. That's why it's right now I'm filming this on New Year's Day, 2026. I have been working on a project for a few weeks that I've had under wraps, and today I'm releasing it. So you can find the link to YouTube OS in the description below. This is a full dashboard that will give you everything you need to launch, grow, and monetize your YouTube channel. So let me tell you what I mean. Before you go there, I want you to understand YouTube a little bit more and you don't have to have a huge channel to make money from YouTube. Did you think you did? Like, let me know in the comments if you thought, oh, I have to have a lot of subscribers or, a lot of views in order to make any money on YouTube. That's people are making money on YouTube that way. Well, let me know in the comments if you thought that. It's okay if you think that because that's what people kind of lead you to believe. But it's not necessarily the way that you have to go. You could actually have 100, 200, 300 subscribers and maybe get the same number of views per video or like maybe 50 views, 100 views per video. And you could actually make thousands of dollars from that. Because think about it. You have these different ways to monetize. You have, like I said before, you can get paid by YouTube. YouTube does pay you, and that's very exciting, especially if you're working on something that is more broad of a topic, right? But that is not the fastest way to make money on YouTube. And we're talking about the fastest way. That is the longest way and the most sustainable way. And I make anywhere between, I think my December 2025, I think I'm getting 6,500. Yeah, I think I'm getting $6,500 for posting, and I'll get it in January. So you can make an entire living, an entire salary just by getting a certain number of views and having a YouTube presence. Totally could do that. I could see you doing that, I don't know, maybe by 6 months, 12 months. But the faster way while you're working on that is to have a call to action, to have a product of your own that you sell, or maybe you sell someone else's product and you get a commission or a percentage of that. That's called being an affiliate. So I've seen both work really, really well. Sometimes we get stuck on the offer on the product and therefore we don't ever try to sell. So if you feel stuck or you feel afraid of building your own product and you're not sure how to do that, or you want to just experiment, you could start by selling someone else's product. I'll give you a real example. There's a woman, and I'm sure she's watching this because you watch this, Meg. There's a woman named Meg who is in Your First 5K, which is absolutely free to join, link below. And she joined my paid sprint over the past 100 days. And she has a channel that in those 100 days blew up. It truly did. And she teaches people how to make really delicious food, but that doesn't have all the calories because she lost 70 pounds over the age of 40 and maybe more. And that's broad. It's a broader topic, right? More people want to hear about that than something more niche. So for her, she's doing both. She has her own product that we worked on. It's a digital product where you can go to her Stan store and you can buy it. And don't worry about if you don't know what Stan is. Stan is just a place where you can sell stuff, digital products. And then she also has affiliate links because I told her, I'm like, you're in the kitchen. You're literally showing products in your kitchen. I said, everything in that kitchen, somebody might be looking at it and saying, oh, I want that. Or, oh, that's nice. That's a good, you helped me make a decision. I'm starting to trust you by watching your videos and I'm trying your recipes and I'm trusting you. So if I trust you when it comes to your recipes, why wouldn't I trust you when it comes to the equipment? So I said, put affiliate links. So she put affiliate links and now she's getting passive income by posting videos. She gets 3 different ways today, and that's going to grow. 3 different ways she gets monetized. One way is that YouTube pays her because she reached a certain threshold in order to get paid by YouTube, which you have to do. She did that really quickly. The second way is she points to her own products, which is like my favorite way to do it because you own that. And then the third way is she has passive income because she can put up 5 affiliate links for, a mixer and, a blender and an apron, whatever. She can put those links up and people will watch those videos, several videos that she puts up a week. They'll watch the videos, they'll see the links, and people will buy, and they have. And she has made money that way. And I walked her through every step of that. So with YouTube OS, if you have my Stan OS or Prop Shop in a box, by the way, you're going to love YouTube OS. It's very much the same where I over deliver. I give you everything you need, step-by-step instructions, all the stuff you need in the background. But if you're not familiar with those products, I'll tell you that's what I do. And it does things like, it's an operating system. That's what the OS stands for. So it does things like gives you the titles that you need to put in your YouTube channel. What does your YouTube channel say? What is it called? What does it have in your about page? What does your banner look like if if you want to do these things? Different things that you probably have asked yourself or will ask yourself as you go along. I take those problems out of the way so that you don't have to worry about those and you can just get to the part of uploading and filming and uploading. And so many people in my Your First 5K uh, program that again is free right now. If you go into the description, make sure you say the name of this video when you sign in because it asks you which video you saw. Say the name of this one because it'll help me know which ones are working for you. But so many people in Your First 5K are starting their YouTube channels. And if you're in your first 5K, I mean, there's so many people in there now. I'm sure you're watching right now. I know that you are thinking, how do I in 2026 really take this seriously? But without burning out and without feeling overwhelmed and without having to become a YouTube expert. I just want to have the good without all the bad baggage. That's why I created YouTube OS, and it's why I continue to give out that information for free on YouTube because I believe that we should all have a YouTube channel. I think we all deserve to have a YouTube channel and get our voice out there, get our message out there, and have this distribution channel that is like nothing else. Now, that brings me to the faceless question. People are always asking, can I do this without showing my face? And I used to just say, I used to say, I don't want to discuss that. It's not my preference. You can learn that from someone else. I've evolved a little bit, and I'll tell you this. Yes, you can do this faceless. And yes, you can make money from it. And you can do this the way that feels most comfortable for you because people have different reasons they want to go faceless. Sometimes people do it for safety. Sometimes people do it just for privacy. Sometimes people do it because they're shy, introverted. They don't think that they sound good or look good on camera. There are multiple reasons, and those reasons are valid. So you can come into this any way you'd like. I will just tell you this little piece though. What happens, and this is what happened to me, is that your confidence grows the more you publish. So you actually might think, oh, I'm going to have a faceless channel. That's it. And you actually may change your mind over time because it becomes fun. You start to get that connection. Meg was just talking, the woman I was talking about before, she was just telling us in our graduation call for the sprint that we had, she was just saying that women are leaving her comments and reaching out to her and saying how much that she's helped them, even in these few weeks. And that's a connection I can tell you from firsthand experience. That's a connection that is very heartwarming and something and addictive. To be honest, it's something that you may want more of. Um, so YouTube works. YouTube works. And where I've seen it not go well is a couple of things because you may be wondering, well, if it works, then why doesn't everybody have success with it? A lot of times, and this is probably if I had to think about it, this is probably the most common thing is that people get pretty stoked to start. Like maybe you're right now, you're like, oh yeah, I should start. I have been convinced. But then they run out of gas real fast. And that's usually because they don't have the right training and tools to help them. So they're just kind of doing this on their own. They don't think they're getting it right. It's not giving them any results. So they're also having that kind of feedback that's not really working for them or that like that signal. And so they just stop. They just stop publishing. And YouTube doesn't really work that way. YouTube needs you to publish. It doesn't need you to publish every single day like I do, but it needs you to publish with a consistency and a pattern. That's what YouTube likes. So even if you only publish once every 3 weeks, do that consistently because then YouTube, after a few months, will understand, oh, that's what they do. And they'll put you out in front of more people. But what most people do is they don't have a schedule. They don't have, a schedule like, okay, I'm going to put it up on Mondays. I'm going to put it up on this. They don't do that. And they just throw up a video whenever. And it's usually a good idea to have more of a schedule. And the cool thing is that YouTube is constantly taking data from you and learning from you. So if you, let's say you've had a channel up for a year and I just called you out and you're like, oh, that's what I do. I just put it up whenever I want to. That's all good because all you have to do now is to create a bit of a schedule. And it doesn't have to be like the exact same time every single day. It doesn't have to be like that. But just like, oh, this person posts twice a week. I get it. YouTube's algorithm, right? All you have to do is now do that for a certain amount of time. Call it, let's say 10 videos. So whatever that means, if it's 10 videos over 10 days, that's how long it'll take to learn. If it's 10 videos over 10 weeks, that's how long it'll take to learn. Oh, this is their consistency. So that's one reason it doesn't work out for people is that they're just not consistent with it. They stop too soon. They get frustrated, and it's understandable to get frustrated with this. Another thing is that people don't like they're playing the game, but they haven't learned the rules. So imagine playing a card game and you don't know the rules. You've never read the rules or no one's ever told you the rules. So you can guess and you can play and you can put stuff out on the table, but you're probably only accidentally going to win every once in a while. So that's kind of where I was a couple of years, definitely where I was a couple of years ago. I was just like, I spent all this money once, like 2 years ago, I spent all this money to record these interviews, like with like 10 different interviews that were so good. They're still on my channel. You can look back at older ones. And they're like, beautifully filmed and really amazing. Couple of like celebrity actors, like it's really good. But then when it came to put the thumbnail up and the title, I didn't know that there were certain rules and guidelines that would help it be seen by more people. So I just like put up whatever I could think of. And like the thumbnail was just not a great thumbnail. I went to Canva and I just went like, oh, here's a template. And I did my best. But what I realized now and what I realized about a year later is that, oh, there is a rhyme and reason to all of this. We're kind of being handed a TV station to run without any instructions. So that's what YouTube OS is that I created for you is the instruction manual. And I'm your guide, And so it's not that difficult. So that's where people get caught up. They just don't know the game instructions and they're doing their best. So imagine what it would be like to have more understanding of this game and to play it. Because when you know the rules to something, you you outperform, right? Like that's just how I feel. And I know you. So I know that that's the case. You outperform, you overperform. So let's get you on level playing fields, like a level playing field. And then what I love about YouTube too is that it's free to upload. So you don't have to like buy any kind of subscription or anything. Obviously you need something to film with. So you could have your phone. A lot of people use your phone. A lot of people's videos you're watching, you don't even realize it's their phone. So you could use your phone. You could use a laptop, which is what I use. You could use a camera on its own. Different ways. And those are, I teach all of this stuff. So you can do that. If you go into your first 5K, there's some training about that too in the classroom in the YouTube section. Um, and I just love that you can upload whenever you want, again with the structure, but you don't have to ask permission to upload. You just have to follow the rules of the land. Like you're not going to put up anything violent or dangerous or illegal. You're not going to do that. But you other than that, like abiding by the law, basically, you're going to be able to just do this without a permission structure, which I think is really, really cool. Um, not many people know this, but my brother, Rook, he's my younger brother, and he runs a YouTube channel called Real Life Street Stars. And you may or may not know the name, but if you probably have seen one of the videos, because if you've ever seen a celebrity or non-celebrity gossiping about somebody sitting on a blue couch with the light wall behind them, that's my brother. That's his channel. And they have like, I don't know, 1.3 million subscribers or something. I haven't even seen it recently, but they worked on this for so many years. And then like I think they've been working on it for like 15 years, 14 years. And then the last 3 years is where everything took off for them because they learned a few pieces and they were consistent. Now, over time, YouTube can be the absolute engine of what powers your entire business because it's awareness. It does sales for you because you make enough videos that talk about your product directly or indirectly. You don't even have to have salespeople because you're basically you could just send a video to people and say, watch this, right? Um, and it's your branding. And in the short term, when you're talking about making money fast, this is what I suggest for you. You put a video up, you provide value first. You give like I'm doing right now. I'm teaching, right? Like you're watching this, you're getting value from it, you're learning something, and you may consider going over to YouTube OS and purchasing. So I'm doing exactly what I'm telling you in the video, okay? In real time. So what you would do is like you're not going to have a ton of views that first or second video. You're not. Unless something goes crazy. But you could get your practice in, you could have that up, and it's now an asset for when you have more videos and more people come to look at it. And you could post in other places and say, hey, check out this video. But YouTube is going to do all the heavy lifting. Let me tell you that. YouTube is going to try to put your video in front of people because that's their business. That's what they do best. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I don't have an audience. Oh, I don't have anybody who would watch this. That's actually good because it's like if you're starting from scratch on YouTube, that's an amazing place to be. Why do you think so many established YouTubers start second and third channels? Right? Think about it. It's because they know now that YouTube is so good, the algorithm is so fine-tuned that it's going to find the people who need to see that particular video. And it's almost like if they have anything they want to do that's outside of their main channel, to put it on a new channel is almost better than putting it on their main channel, which is why they do it. So in other words, being a beginner in this space or being someone who's starting over fresh, even if you're seasoned in other places, is a benefit, is an advantage for you. And I want you to take advantage of that. So you'll put up videos, you'll get that going. Instead of waiting to get monetized, which will take a while because you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, write that down somewhere so you can know that over time. While waiting for that, before you even think about a sponsor or anybody, trying to get some sort of sponsorships, you notice no one sponsors my channel. I don't ask for that. I make a lot more money selling my own product than taking sponsorship dollars. See what I'm saying? So I'm not doing that with a lot of views, so you don't need to do that. Worry about that. What you worry about are a couple things: affiliate links and your own product. You don't have to do both. You could just do one and be very precise. And it could go places. Now you may say, okay, do I do long form? Do I do shorts? I don't quite understand it. What am I selling? There's a different strategy, which I teach over time and on here and on YouTube OS. So all these questions that you have right now, they will be answered. But the whole thing I hope you take away from this video is that yes, you can get started. And yes, this is for you. It is as much yours. YouTube is as much yours as it is anyone else's, right? And you can do well on YouTube. And it actually can change your life. It can actually change how you feel about yourself in a lot of ways. So let me know in the comments if you're thinking about it, if you already have a channel, but you're going to really take it seriously this year, and if you learned anything in this video. I'll see you in YouTube OS, and I appreciate you.